This video is sponsored by Ultimate Guard. The holidays are coming, so feel free to use the link down below to order some Ultimate Guard products, like this Return to Earth boulder. For the past few years, Ultimate Guard has been hard at work finding ways to protect your cards without damaging the planet, and they have discovered it. Boulders, once made entirely of plastic, are now made of 87% renewable resources. They also come in a variety of sizes, including this new Return to Earth 100 card boulder. If you're like me, you have a ton of decks, and don't want those boxes filling up an entire suitcase, then this box is the perfect solution for you. Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today's video was brought to us by Patreon supporter Josh. Huge thanks to Josh and the rest of my Patreon supporters. Josh reached out asking for a no-budget, high-powered Enrage deck built around the new Wayta trainer Prodigy, and I was more than happy to help. If you're enjoying my content, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate the support, and if you like the deck list, consider sharing this video as well. Wayta Trainer Prodigy is a 3-mana 1/5 legendary human warrior with haste. We may pay 3 mana and tap her to have one of our creatures fight another creature. As a bonus, we only have to pay 1 mana if that creature fights one of our creatures. Additionally, if a creature we control being dealt damage causes a triggered ability of a permanent we control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. In other words, Wayta is an Enrage Harmonicon. So we want Enrage triggers, and since we're in Ixalan, we want dinosaurs. Fortunately, there are dinosaurs who enrage to damage our opponent's face, make our creatures bigger, or even ramp us into more lands. But in order to build a functional commander deck, we'll need to follow our handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. Quick announcement before we get into our video. I've started streaming on Twitch. There's a link down below in the video description, but the address is twitch.tv/DanonWildfire. Feel free to swing by. I'll be talking about Commander, anime, manga, or whatever else chat wants to discuss. I should have a schedule hammered out soon, so stay tuned for further announcements. Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Unclaimed Territory, Secluded Courtyard, Flooded Strand, Arid Mesa, Verdant Catacombs, Wooded Foothills, Scalding Tarn, Marsh Flats, Bloodstained Mire, Windswept Heath, Misty Rainforest, Jetmir's Garden, Taiga, Savannah, Plateau, Stomping Ground, Temple Garden, Sacred Foundry, Spire Garden, Bountiful Promenade, Spectator Seating, Yavimaya Cradle of Growth, Boseiju Who Endures, Scavenger Grounds, 3 mountains, 2 forests, and 2 plains make up our fairly pricey mana base. If you're wanting a more budget-friendly deck, replace the duals with the tapped type lands from Dominaria United, the fetch lands with cheaper options like the tap fetches or Evolving Wilds, and the shocks with one of each basic. You'll still want some typed lands, and you'll see why in a minute. Cacophodon, Ranging Raptors, Marauding Raptor, Soul Ring, Mana Crypt, Arcane Signet, Farseek, Nature's Lore, 3 Visits, Wayward Swordtooth, Dryad of the Elysian Grove, Azusa Lost But Seeking, Crucible of Worlds, Conduit of Worlds, Ramanup Excavator, and Dockside Extortionist. Again, if you're on a budget, replace Dockside and Mana Crypt with Cultivate and Kodama's Reach. But my favorite form of ramp at the moment is fetch lands, plus playing extra lands per turn, plus being able to play lands from the graveyard. I know it's not the cheapest engine to build, but you can make it a bit more affordable by running cheaper fetches and basic lands. Ripjaw Raptor, Curious Altusaur, Worldly Tutor, Enlightened Tutor, Eladamri's Call, Explore, Naiath of the Dire Hunt, Flumph, Jeska's Will, Wheel of Misfortune, Finale of Devastation, Last March of the Ents, The Great Henge, Colossal Majesty, and Toski, Bearer of Secrets, help us to dig through our deck. If you need cheaper options, I'd recommend Harmonize, Big Score, and Thrill of Possibility. Needletooth Raptor, Wrathful Raptors, Scion of Calamity, Boros Charm, Flawless Maneuver, Silverclad Ferocidons, Beast Within, Generous Gift, Heroic Intervention, Chaos Warp, and Trapjaw Tyrant help to keep our opponents in line. Apex Altusaur, Blasphemous Act, Wakening Sun's Avatar, and Farewell help us to reset the board as needed. Bellowing Aegisaur, Frilled Deathspitter, Overgrown Armasaur, Polyraptor, Siegehorn Ceratops, Snapping Sailback, Urban Daggertooth, Vrondus Rage of Ancients, Brash Taunter, Raging Swordtooth, Raging Regisaur, and Regisaur Alpha make up the core of our deck. Supporting our plan, we've also got Roaming Throne, Rite of Passage, Pyrohemia, Temple Altusaur, and Hammer of Nazan. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 51 mana sources split between 35 lands and 16 pieces of ramp. A little heavy, but dinosaurs aren't cheap. 15 pieces of card advantage. 11 pieces of interaction. 4 board wipes, 2 of them being one-sided. 2 pieces of graveyard hate in Farewell and Scavenger Grounds. 3 sudden I win cards in Boros Charm, Flawless Maneuver, and Heroic Intervention. No, I'm not talking about giving all of our dinosaurs indestructible and board wiping everyone. Well, sort of. What we want to have is Apex Altusaur fight Silverclad Ferocidons while both are indestructible. Or have Temple Altusaur on board. Yeah, I was told to make it high-powered. But if that combo is too expensive for you, there's also Cacophodon. All we need is one other trigger, say Frilled Deathspitter, and we can win the game with our commander. Again, our creatures will need to be indestructible, but the combo does win us the game on the spot. For those who need an explanation, Cacophodon's Enrage trigger untaps a permanent. Wayta says that Enrage triggers happen twice, so Cacophodon untaps 2 permanents. We untap a land that can produce green mana and our commander. We then pay a green, tap our commander, and have Cacophodon fight Frilled Deathspitter again, dealing 2 damage to an opponent. Twice, because of our commander. So long as all of our creatures are indestructible, we can do this until everyone at the table dies. Are you building a Wayta Trainer Prodigy deck? What's your secret deck tech? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. There's a new $5 player tier. Joining this tier will give you access to our private Discord, as well as the power to vote on upcoming content. I wish I could make every video that gets suggested to me down in the comments, but there's just never enough time. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Danny, Muffins, Marcus, Squishy, Brett, Roxy, Josh, Sean, Pob Zombie, Mark, Alex, Borgie, Jake, Exiled Rogue, Manassas, Nazwin, Pedro, Airnor, Tom, Echo Fox, and Midge. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander Deck videos every weekday, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.